Glowbird Think TV.
I know it gotta be a crazy feeling being in the studio ready to get on a beat that was intended. It could have been for Rick Ross, it could have been for Meek Mills, it could have been for Gucci, man. He done did a whole lot of tracks.
I got beats right now that he done had Hov say that he wanted, you know? So it is a blessing.
Have you been in the studio with other artists that's in the industry?
A few. I have a few. Like some of them I didn't even know that was them until, you know, later on, and I was like, oh snap, I was in the studio with him. But you know, it's still all fresh and new. Like it's only been 4 months, so I'm not rushing anything.
I'm sure he done let some of them hear probably your music, like definitely in the camp.
Definitely, and for those people to like my music, want to do music with me, like I'm very humbled. I don't ever think I'm too good. You know, I feel like, wow, you want to listen to me because there's so many artists out here. So for them to look at my craft and something I've been honing for years to perfect, and for them to see that and see what I represent without even me having a conversation with these people, just is very humbling for me.
Tell us about some of the projects that you worked on in the past. Like, when did you actually first, I guess, put your music out to the world? You remember that?
Yeah. First project was called Looks Can Be Deceiving.
Okay.
And that was in 2007 or 8, probably 2008. That was 2008. And then my second project I put out was Done in the Dark. And after that, I put out a project called Ritalin. And then I put out a project called Bang.
That was the last one.
And that was the last project I did up until now. And I'm about to put out a couple of projects now. So I'm excited. All those projects, I feel like I progressed. I built a bigger fan base with each project. And I feel like I gained more respect with each project. So I feel like they did what they were supposed to do at that time. And I learned a lot, like, about the business and marketing, especially with the last project, Bang, because I did that completely on my own. I made sure I got all the books that I needed to get, the Donald Passman book, you know,
So you do
all about the music business. Oh, I do a lot of reading because I don't feel like I want to completely lean on anybody else's knowledge. I want to have my own knowledge. I want to build my own mind up. That's why I say Destiny the Chef or Team Chef, I want to feed you, because I feel like whatever knowledge I gain, I want to give it back out. I'm not one of those people that just want to hold on to knowledge and just keep it away from other people. I want to be one of those artists or people in general, so when I learn something or when I gain some type of knowledge, I want to feed it back to my people. So that's why I say I want to feed you. It's not, oh, I want to feed you a plate of food. No, I want to feed you knowledge. I want to feed you my spirituality. I want to feed you my heart. I want to, you know, I want to build you up, you know. So I try to build people up in my music and give them things that maybe they couldn't get from anywhere else, you know. So
what would you say is like your favorite song that you done did that, like, even that your parents might like the most?
You talking about from my past or right now?
Yeah, just in general, from the first day you started recording to now, what was that song that, like, damn, that's still crazy to you to this day that you can't believe you even wrote that? Or do you got a favorite? Do you like all of them?
I mean, honestly, I like a lot of my music because I feel like it's real. It's like really real, and that's I think that's what is hard for people to take in, the fact that I'm not just saying stuff to rhyme. I'm really giving you pieces of my life, and I'm really being vulnerable and talking about things that is really uncomfortable for me in my normal day-to-day to talk about, but I'm putting it in my music so that in my day-to-day life as Destiny, I can be free of that.
Talk about the video you did. I know you did a video with Mr. Good Evening, and it was very touchy.
Yeah.
Some real life stuff that happened to you in the past.
Yeah, that's called the Prequel.
Okay.
Me and him came up with that title because I was trying to, like, you know, I explained to him what my vision was, and he came up with the title The Prequel, which means pretty much something that already happened, but that you touching back on for other people to see it. So pretty much in the beginning I was the Destiny the chef that everybody already knows, and then I kind of backtracked to the Destiny that made me the person that everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to kind of give people a back history, so I gave them who they know already and backtracked them to the person that how I became who they know. So yeah, I kind of like did like I looked at it as like a Ghost from Christmas Past type of thing, like me seeing myself as a kid and really just like talking to the little girl. Like if I could go back and talk to that scared little girl, like what I would say to that girl. And what I would say to my dad, you know, as the strong, because Destiny the chef is the person that Destiny wished she could have been as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Is that strong female figure that's not afraid to be vulnerable and not scared to speak up for herself. That's who Destiny the chef represents. The little girl that she wished she could have been as a kid.
How long did it take you to get to this point you at now, though? Was it a long process?
I feel like this book called The Power of Forgiveness like really helped me not be afraid. Cause I used to, like 19 when I started my first project, Looks Can Be Deceiving. I was scared to talk about the things that I've been through because I was like, what is people gonna think? Like, what is my family gonna say? But I realized it's not about your growth as an individual. It's not about anybody else. Yours can't nobody take away your story, you know. And in order for things that hurt you to be less powerful and less painful, you have to speak on it. You can't be afraid to nurture those wounds so that they can heal. And so that's why after I read that book and I broke the self that I had to be to deal with a lot of things that I went through growing up, and I broke that girl down. At that very moment, from that first project, I was building myself up to be the woman that I wanted to be. So I wasn't afraid anymore.
What is your relationship like with the other BDM artists? I know he didn't pretty much put some other artists within the city on the platform as well. Mm-hmm. You got a good relationship with them?
Yeah, everybody's cool. Like I honestly, at the end of the day, I respect Beat's mentality and his vision, you know. So anybody who he puts on the roster, I'm rocking with because I respect him, and I feel like anybody that he brings on board is a reflection of who he is or a part of him. So I respect and rock with anybody. I'm rocking 100% with anybody he puts on the roster.
So what about before you got to this point? Did you work with any other artists within the city or got a good working relationship with them? Or let me even actually go as far as saying this. Let's say 2-3 years from now you want to start your own thing. Is there any artist that you might see potential in that could, you know, help take your brand to the next level?
I mean, I honestly, if I chose to do something like that, it would probably be like not people that's in my age bracket, because I feel like, you know, I wouldn't want nobody to feel like, you know, oh, we came up together, why would I? You know, I want people that I feel like respect my grind and like, you know, respect the knowledge that I have, you know. So it probably would be somebody younger, you know, that seen me from the beginning or see my success and look up to that, because I would want somebody who I feel like at least respect where I came from and where I'm at. A lot of the times when you're around people who you kind of grew up around, they feel like they was in the same place as you, so when they still in the same place and you somewhere else, they can't really, you know, they don't really respect because they feel like they know you, so it's like, you know, who is she? You know what I'm saying? So it would probably be somebody younger, but I wouldn't mind doing that one day, honestly, you know. But it's nobody particular at this moment because I'm so focused on everything I'm doing. I haven't really, you know, been on that radar, but I mean, I could see myself doing that.
How was the transition moving from Virginia to Atlanta?
Honestly, the first word that come to my mind is sacrifice. Like, I feel like I left behind everything that I was and everything that I love to move somewhere that I never lived in a day in my life. I barely knew anybody there, but I stepped out on faith, like I said, and like
You
I
feel
said,
that was your biggest sacrifice you done made so far?
yes, because I barely knew anybody. It was I moved with family that I literally met in April when I met Beat, that I didn't even knew everything that I had going on, but it was things that my grandma had been set up for me, because she knew one day I was gonna make that move, and she was talking to those family members, telling them my every move, and they was already planning for me to come down there before I even had met them. So God knows what He's doing, and I never question Him.
What would you say the difference is? Cause I know like Atlanta is completely different from Virginia. Like the music scene is way different. What was the biggest difference? I mean, was that even your first time going down there? You've been there before, and what would you say is the biggest difference that you've seen from Atlanta to Virginia as far as music wise?
No, it wasn't my first time. I had family members down south, so I've been to Atlanta a few times and vacation there as a kid. So I've been there, and I peeped the scene. The biggest difference musically is just more opportunities.
Okay.
It's more people there, so it's easier to run into somebody. In my city, it's not a lot of opportunities. It's kind of cliquish, so it's like you gotta know somebody who knows somebody. You know, in that city, you can just walk around with your mixtape and meet somebody who, could potentially change your life. You know, it's so much entertainment there, and it's money there. It's actual money behind entertainment there. You know, my market is, a D market city. You know, when it comes to music, a lot of people don't buy music. You know, so it's harder to be heard. You have to fight a little harder to be heard. Whereas in Atlanta, you can walk down the street and run into a showcase, or it's always something going on in Atlanta. So it's just easier to be seen and be heard by people.
What do you think about the saying? Like I know, like even Jayz said with Meek Mills, well not Meek Mills, but Memphis Bleak, you one hit away. Do you ever feel like that point? Like right now, you right there at that breaking point from, you know, to really being heard and out there like you want to be. Do you feel like damn, this next song might be that hit, or to get me out there so more people know about me? Or do you just focus on making good music and that song comes and it comes?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like any song can be that one song. You just never know what people are looking for musically. I just honestly just try to stay true to who I am, and if it feels good to me, and if other people feel what I feel, I feel like that's good music. You know, when you feel good about something and then you can touch other people with it and they feel that same feeling you feel, to me, that's good music, you know.
What about the different process, even down to the process? I know like a lot of artists now they coming out with like mixtapes like damn near sing like every month, like. But would you say you like to really spend time and make sure you perfect your music and get it to where you need to be? Even if you spend like a year working on a project, is that particularly your process for doing music?
Well, I look at myself as a strategic artist, very structured. I always plan ahead. I honestly worked on an EP that I want to come out with since last summer. You know, so I'm very strategic. I'm not the type of artist, which is nothing wrong with these type of artists. It's just not me. I'm not the type of artist that just make a song and throw it out. You know, I'm very strategic. I plan everything down to the video. I direct a lot of my own videos. So I feel like I'm super strategic, and it's always a strategy. It's always a plan behind everything I do. I never just do something. It's always planned out months before. So yeah, I'm very strategic with my projects. Always super conceptual, super strategic, super structured artist.
What's some of the people you want to work with in the future?
I mean, honestly, I want to work with whoever want to work with me. Like, I'm open. You know, I want it to be a genuine chemistry. You know, so whoever, like, I feel like whoever want to work with me, or you know, however it happens, I feel like those are the people I'm supposed to work with, and I'll be happy to work with anybody who wants to, you know, make good music with me.
I know as a little girl, you had like damn, like when you really first started doing music, you had people you wanted, like even Beyonce or something, you want to do a song with her one day.
Yeah, I would love to do. I mean, if you know my childhood dream, Pharrell, Missy,
Okay.
you know, a lot of Virginia-based hip hop and R&B and rap. I really was into, not just because I was from Virginia, but just I thought that a lot of them was so different and so creative visually and sonically. So I would love to do music with a lot of those artists. Also Jay, I'm a big fan of Jayz. I feel like he's super strategic in his moves, and I respect him for that. I respect him for using the cards he was dealt and like just making a whole business out of that, out of him, you know, being a drug dealer from Brooklyn. Like he made that a whole brand. You know, so I respect that. You know, somebody making turning the cards they was dealt into a winning hand. You know, I respect that. I respect Lil Wayne. As I got older, I respected Lil Wayne just for the fact that he was just so different, without any regrets and being unapologetically himself. You know, and I respect that people who can just be their self unapologetically. To me, just attracts me musically to an artist. So, yeah.
Global Everything TV.